And welcome back. It has been 1 week now since our pal Savannah Guthrie underwent surgery to repair that tear in her retina after she was accidentally hit in the eye with a toy train by her son.
It's been a long week. A lot of you have been wondering how she's doing. This morning, we're going to go right to the source. We got Savannah with us on the phone and her ophthalmologist, Dr. Donald D'Amico from Weill Cornell Medical Center, is here with us in studio. First of all, doctor, thank you for taking care of our girl, which is we're really grateful for that. Savannah, okay, it's been 1 week. First of all, we miss you like crazy. Tell us how you're doing.
I miss you guys, too. I can't believe it. It was literally 1 week exactly at this time that the doctor and I were together, but I was under anesthesia, and he was performing this incredible surgery, and I'm so pleased because yesterday we saw each other again. He gave me a good report and said everything is just as it should be. So I'm slowly, I don't have my vision back yet, but I'm going to get it back, and everything's on track. And I think you guys showed that picture where I had to sit face down a lot, but that's been diminishing over time. So I only have to do, I think, a day or two more of that. And I'm so grateful, and I think the man sitting next to you is a genius.
We're going to get to the doctor in a moment, but how are you passing the times, SG?
Well, you know, I didn't have like a spiritual breakthrough that I thought I might. I actually just binge watched some Netflix. A couple times when I was laying there on my back, I had a massage therapist come over and give me a massage.
Oh,
that was nice.
Okay.
And then in between, you know, when I was allowed to just go about my business, then I organized some drawers. And, you know, I don't know, it's been kind of nice to be at home. The hardest thing about it is sitting still, having your head down, and you kind of get a back and a neck ache. Well, you know, like that sort of. So I can't say it was easy. I don't want to undersell it, but it's manageable, and I'm so grateful because it's all going to turn out okay.
How did you sleep?
I slept on my stomach. That was kind of the hardest part because I was afraid I was doing it wrong. By the way, if you can hear, that's my little boy at the door, like trying to bang in. So I guess he didn't learn anything from the experience.
Dr. D'Amico, tell us about, this is such an intricate surgery. Tell us about what you had to do to get this result with Savannah.
Sure. Well, when she sustained the injury, her retina was torn. The retina lines the inside back of the eye like wallpaper or the Teflon in a frying pan. And she actually, from the contusion of the toy, had a very big tear in the retina. And when the retina is torn, it begins to fall off and separate from the back of the eye, and you lose vision. Fortunately for Savannah, her tear was at the side of her retina and not in the very center. So the prospect for her central vision to be returned is very good.
And there's what was strange is we were hearing there's like a gas bubble that's inside her eye. What's happening?
Yeah, that's right. So if you think of how you would put a poster on a wall, we've all put a poster on the wall with glue, but you have to hold it for a few minutes or seconds in order to get it to stick. The bubble holds the retina reattached in the eye, and then as the bubble goes away gradually by the body absorbing it, the laser treatment and a freezing treatment provide the permanent scar that keeps it to the side.
So that's why Savannah had to lay face down and sleep that way?
Yeah, the tear can be in any part of the eye, so it might be like putting a poster on the ceiling. You'd have to put a helium balloon under it and hold the poster with glue.
So now I get, Savannah, when you were saying you were scared, you were sleeping wrong. I get that.
How long, doctor, how long do we think it's going to take for her eye to get back to where it was?
Well, her bubble will be gone in another about 6 to 7 days, completely gone. And that's the critical point at which we see if Savannah now can hold her own retina reattached without the assistance of a bubble. And so that's the real turning point. If she's able to hold that reattached with no help from a bubble anymore, then she should be doing really well.
So, Savannah, why don't you just go ahead and get an eye patch on and get in here, okay? We're ready. We're ready.
Do your best pilot.
I know, that's what Mike thinks I should do.
Well, we miss you. We can't wait till you come back. Rest. And when do you think you'll be back, Savannah? Do you know?
I think it'll probably be after the holidays. I was kind of wishing I could come at the end of this week, but the truth is I still can't see out of that right eye. And also it looks a little weird. When the surgery was first done, I looked like I got punched in the face. But of course it was very swollen. Now it looks pretty normal, but I can't see. So I think I'll just come. The short answer is I think I'm going to come after the holidays.
Okay.
She has a bubble in her eye, and the bubble in the eye prevents you from seeing. So it's like being under a swimming pool and you open your eyes. And as her bubble is reabsorbed, we're optimistic her vision will return.
Doctor, how could she have gotten that bang from the toy train, and there was nothing visible, around her eye or anything. She looked completely normal. All that damage.
That's a great question, but if you think about it, the eye is actually filled with a substance called vitreous gel, which is clear, and it's attached to the retina all around. So when the eye is suddenly compressed and then expanded, it tears like you might tear scotch tape tearing off a cardboard box.
Dr. D'Amico, thank you. Savannah, get better. We love you.
We love you.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, honey.
Hello to the family as well. By the way, you can read more about Savannah's recovery in this week's People magazine as well.